Let us ask, you have 1 kilogram of meat. Who takes the bigger part?
There's one little story I'll tell you. Little boy used to observe or watch the mother sharing a pot of soup. At a point, the mother was always giving enough to a particular plate. So the child asked the mother, this particular plate that you are so interested in, giving enough, trying to give enough, trying to remove, who owns this plate? And the mother told the little child, it's your daddy. Say why? Because it is your daddy that has given money to buy this meat, which means he has to eat enough of it, even before the little children. So they now understood that the man, the head of the family,
should eat more meat. If you're above 65 years, you're not supposed to eat more meat. So it's actually the reverse. More meat should go to the children because they are still growing. Protein helps in growth. Carbohydrate gives you energy. Fat gives you energy. Protein helps in growth. The muscles are made from proteins. The cells, the chemicals in the body, the hormones are made from proteins. Protein has too much importance. So if you now give more protein to the elderly, more meat, not protein. Now the man runs into the problem of consuming too much red meat, especially if it's a red meat. And the man has a high chance of developing cancer. Cancer of the colon is a major problem with too much meat. For men, it is more better to take fish. And the type of fish we recommend is the oily fish because they are heart friendly. So what helps the heart to work better is oily fish. If we now take red meat, we are now shortening our lifespan. And that is one thing. We know that there are genetic differences. You say somebody like was taking too much meat and he still live long, but it doesn't. Two people are never the same. Genes vary. Do you take alcohol, sir? See that everybody takes alcohol in this community. Why is everybody laughing? How many bottles of alcohol does an average man consume in this community?
Consumes about 6 to 7 bottles of beer.
One day?
Yeah.
In a day? Yeah. Alcohol is not a very good friend to the body system. And we know that over the years we have been indulging in this. But we also know that most of our problems, if you watch what is happening now, there are a lot of high blood pressure cases. There are a lot of people with diabetes mellitus. There are a lot of people that are coming up with renal failure. There are a lot of people that are coming up with cancers, and then alcohol has been implicated in all of these things. These are called non-communicable diseases, and this is what we call lifestyle. And what we are trying to do in Nutri-Med online clinic is lifestyle modification. Things that you can do that will help us to live long and live healthy. That is what we are talking about. Alcohol is not good at that rate. We've done a video, a talk show on alcohol, and I'm sure you will join us to watch it so that we can get more educated. It is good to start reducing because as we get older, the capacity of the liver to bring down some of these toxins. Alcohol contains a toxin, aldehyde, and the moment you keep on accumulating it, it reacts with the cells, it attacks the cells. And the genes vary. There are people that may be drinking all through their life, yet they will hit 100 years. When we talk about alcohol, we also have problem with soft drinks, sodas. Soda drinks contains a lot of sugar, and we're also not encouraging too much of it. So we think 1 bottle or highest 3 bottles in a week should be fine. In a week should be fine for beer. Now we were talking about family planning and birth control. If you don't plan your family well, it will not help you to plan. So maybe we'll ask you that has been waiting to talk.
Family planning is a function of the resources of a person. That's the earlier time. They use it as a market resources and to help in the family system. Now they are controlling family because initially there was nothing like controlling or something like family planning. So the more you get, the children you get, suggests, the respect you have in a family. So family planning is important now because naturally no one is getting above what the hand or the mouth can feed.
Ask a question here.
Okay.
You have said so much about food and nutrition. Does it have a serious role to play relating to male and female fertility?
Fertility and reproduction predates when the woman is ripe for marriage. Usually when we talk about pregnant mothers to be fed well, whatever the child lacks comes up in the subsequent generations. When that child becomes an adult, she will develop chronic diseases. The development of the reproductive system is also tied to what goes in when the child was being formed. So that is why nutrition is at the foundation. Now, when a girl child is born, in so many communities, people prefer to give male children better part of the food. But it's actually the girl child that should take that, because it will make her development to be better. If her breast is not well developed, it will become a problem in terms of lactation, breastfeeding the child when she gives birth. If her inner reproductive organs are not well developed, fertility becomes a problem. Now, the quality of the sperm is also dependent on the type of fruits you take, because the motility of the sperm is dependent on the energy it gets. And the morphology, that is the typical shape of the sperm, is also dependent on the nutrients that is supplied to that sperm. So when we now talk about nutrition, this is a very good section we're going to talk about, so that couples with infertility can also understand and see how they can use what they are eating. Because when you go for IVF, in vitro fertilization, or assisted reproductive technology, it's millions. And we think we can help people achieve good reproductive life without spending money, just by what they eat. So it helps.
My question is very simple. Supposing if I've been drinking for a long time, and eventually 2-3 years I stopped it. When I was drinking, I really understand that drinking is not good to the health. But I was doing it just because I have the money, or I can buy it, or do this or that. But supposing when I stopped it, there any healing or replacement to my body? So supposing if I stop it, will some of my part still be corrected?
If I use razor blade and cut this place, I've gotten a wound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every day I use a razor blade on this, the wound will never heal. When I stop causing more injury on this particular point, the wound, you will see that the wound will start healing, especially if I'm eating well, because it's what I'm eating that will help these cells to grow. When you have been drinking for a long time, it will keep on damaging the cells. The more you drink, the more the cells are damaged. Now, if along the line you have stopped causing more injury to different parts of your body. Now, if you stop and then incorporate fruits and vegetables, fruit and vegetable help cells to regenerate. It's like you are rebuilding your system. That is what they call Mediterranean diet. In Mediterranean diet, they take, if you see white people eat, they will take a lot of green vegetables everywhere, very big, in a full plate. Then they will collect small gari and put small soup and put. They will first of all feed this vegetable. They are trying to take things that will rejuvenate this damaged tissue. So when we dwell on fruits and vegetables, we are trying to heal all those wounded areas, provided we are not causing more injury by taking more alcohol. So the first thing is to stop it, and the second thing is to be on those things, those type of food that will help your system to recover. So the things that keep the body on a recovery mood are those fruits and vegetables. So it is very, very possible.
Nutri-Med.